Hello, everybody, welcome. Those are like investigating hell, Everybody, welcome. Those are psychic investigators. I don't have all the rings with me at time right now, at the time, but I'm talking to you guys. So, making the video a little earlier because as the day progresses, I tend to get a little distracted with all kinds of things happening, right? So, let's do the protection. I like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of lights coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and all the good, and so it is. So guys, what a time to be alive, huh? Mm. Um, I don't know where to start because yesterday I did plan to make a video, but things got in the way. And what happens with me, I don't, it's partially the time that we live in, and partially, oh my God, I got this. Oh, it's breaking off. Look at this big chunky black. Oh, broke. I think it's a sign, a good sign. Sign that things are falling apart, huh? Yeah, it's okay. Oh my God. It's so crumbly, this stone. It's so interesting, I don't know how they are able to turn it into like a ring or something because it crumbles. Anyway, oh, that's okay. Look how it's beautiful, isn't it? But it absorbs all this, I think, and negative energies. Anyway, going back here to conversation. Oh my God, crumbling, crumbling. It's just weird. Where? Okay, I get another one. So, all right, I just have it with me near me. So, anyway, going back here. So, as I was saying, I had planned to make a video, but there's so much happening that I honestly get distracted just reading every single thing. So, before I get very acquainted with everything that is going to happen today, right? I am dealing with stuff that happened yesterday and other things I have meant to talk about. But the main big, huge bombshell is the piece that came out in the New York Times. And it is, let me share this with you. Okay. It's this huge article that came out in the New York Times about Trump's response to the EPS files. So let's share information. Okay, so let's do here. You know what? Okay, so what I think is really interesting here, it's like I'm obviously talk about it in detail. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a really long article, but we need to discuss. All right. Okay. So let's see. Inside the White House freak out over the Epstein files. The president's top advisors gathered in a series of situation where meetings as they struggle to contain a scandal engulfing Donald Trump himself. Now, if you remember, guys, this whole thing of the Iran war, I think, started when the momentum of the EPS files were in the highest, right? Like at their highest. It's not that obviously it hasn't gone away, but they changed the conversation. And by the way, so this is a chapter of a book. These two journalists are working together. Okay. And I'm not going to go, like I said, to read the whole thing, but what's important to know is that Trump and JD Vance was widely quoted here. Okay. Attendance earlier, the Justice Department and the FBI had jointly released a memo that bluntly stated that their review had found no client list of powerful men for whom the notorious pedophile EPS had allegedly procured underage girls and young women. Blah, blah, blah. Now, what's important, I think, for us here, too, as far as our future is concerned, too, is Vance. Now, Vice President Vance took a seat at the head of the table in the John F. Kennedy conference room of the Situation Room complex. This is a huge problem, he told the group. Arrayed around him were the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, the White House Counsel, David Warrington, the Press Secretary, Carolyn Levitt, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Taylor Bodovich, the Communications Director, Stephen Chung, and the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, Associate Attorney General, Stanley Woodward Jr., the Deputy Chief of Staff, James Blair, Attorney General Bondi, and FBI Director Patel, who joined on speakerphone. The vice president appeared panicked to others in the room about the way the subject of Epstein was already dividing the MAGA coalition. Some senior officials had the impression that Vance had bought into the darkest theories about Epstein and a cabal of predators hidden within the country's ruling class. Wiles would tell others that the vice president had proved himself to be a major conspiracy theorist. Another top official said later that Vance had been pounding on the Epstein issue since the release of the memo. He was privately pressing for the administration to release all the Epstein files, everything in the Justice Department's possession, even encouraging a congressional investigation, really. Wow. Wow, this is amazing. Vance had also floated to colleagues an extraordinary PR gambit that the White House enlists Tucker Carlson to interview Epstein's longtime girlfriend and co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, in prison. It might help the president if Maxwell was willing to state that Trump had not been part of any wrongdoing with Epstein. Vance told the group he believed all the files should be released as soon as possible. He argued that Congress was going to force the release of the files eventually. It was already clear that a bipartisan coalition in favor of such action was forming on Capitol Hill. So, okay, it goes on and on. It's really long. So this is just let's see here. Look at how, okay, it's very long. Let's see. I think, you know what? I think we need to look into it because I'm going to leave this like a gift link to this article so you can read it if you want. But we know when I started, right, that Trump was made it a huge deal to suppress this. And now, you know, and there's a detail that I'm not going to read through, which is very disturbing. What he has done to the body parts of a girl. Okay. All right. I think you've seen it. You've seen it. It's, you know, I don't know what to say about it, right? I don't know what to say. What do I have to say about it? We don't have to say anything, right? Because it's disgusting. And that's why I remember the senator, the candidate for Senate in me, like when people go after somebody like that, the standard should be when we have put people like Garbage Prez in prison for the child murder, abuse, whatever, right? Then we can talk about somebody, well, he texted or whatever he did. Okay. Because this is the thing we should constantly repeat. Since you want to go there, let's talk about, right? Instead, like, oh, you know, we're the only ones who pay for it. We just get people fired, like whenever something comes up. But the depravity levels are insane. So anyway, so even guys, let me show you this because it's related. It's related. There's this assistant of Jeffrey. She was interviewed, and she said, regardless of the rest of the comments, okay, of her testimony, she said that she transferred calls between Trump and Epstein. Like, what? Seriously, what else do we need? Okay, she says she scheduled stuff, like she scheduled meetings or something. Okay, that's it. Here it is. Longtime Epstein assistant. Let's share this. Longtime Epstein assistant says she set up phone calls between Epstein and Trump. House Oversight Democrats are accusing Leslie Graff of misrepresenting her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So come on, seriously, the whole thing is just so disgusting. Okay. So that's that. I mean, but what's interesting about this latest article, I guess, it's not like we didn't know, but it's that it shows it incriminates Vance further, right? So when he goes to try to run for whatever he's going to try to do, I said before, I don't think he's going to stay. It's going to haunt all these people. And then I also had this feeling yesterday as I saw this. It was like, I wonder how much Bondi is going to do or has done about this, because they've been trying to scapegoat her. I'm not saying she's obviously not a great person anyway, but you know how like none of them have paid the price for supporting this thing, participating in it, blocking the victims from speaking the truth, right? All kinds of horrible things. So let's let's ask those questions. Okay, so the first question is, let's say this. The first question I'm curious about is really, what is the repercussion of this article in the current Trump White House, and what's going on? Because again, I think this war has been like a ridiculous, horrific situation that has allowed him to change the subject, right, and keep right and keep people away from that. So what's going on here now with what's going on in the White House right now? Wow, interesting. Trump. I see again. It shows me the ghost screaming, and he's kind of losing it. Like he doesn't. It's like, stop, stop, stop. He's freaking out truly, and he hears voices truly, and he starts stalking. He's going insane. And there's even some of the girls who have passed and are haunting him. Okay, I understand, but what about the actual administration? This is what's important. Are we close to crumbling? You know it. Oh my God. You know it. It's so crazy for me to just say it. Saying, Rosie, I see that they're like, because I think all of them are compromised in different ways. Some of them by this list, right? Their friendship with EPS and whatever they've done, and others by, like, it shows me Hegseth, like being traitors and all that. So they are huddled together because they're all part of the criminal, you know what I mean? The criminal organization, the criminal enterprise. So it's saying that, okay, so that's right. It's saying this event situation with EPS is the center, almost the center of gravity of all of this. That's why it's like, it's very tightly protected, because it's saying EPS was at the center of money laundering. It wasn't just the whole like abuse, right? It's saying that there's something about the way he made money, the way he transferred money that involves multiple countries, not just the two that we think, right? More, it's saying. So it's just a lot. It's saying the financial part is the part that they want to hide, and they're all saying. But okay, but now let's go. If you're telling me that this is not, it's saying it's ending the political future for all these other people. But right now, for as far as, and they're being honest with me, they're like, you're asking me about what's going to happen to them in the government. It's not going to be the thing that takes them down. It's just saying. So what is Trump? I see Trump collapsing, the White House collapsing, but his health is collapsing. Okay. And it's like the weekend at Bernie's, right? They're like keeping him alive at all costs. Because, okay, why can't they? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I need to ask this question again. Why can't they just pick JD Vance? I mean, serious question, right? Like, oh, they have the JD Vance there. No, it's saying they consider that JD Vance is not one of them. He's a puppet selected by others. Like, it's saying he's not like Lutnick or some of the others who are big names in the criminal conspiracy at large. So I think they don't want him. Okay, so That's right, pushing him away. I see him pushing him away, putting Rubio. So what leads? Tell me what's because really, and okay, I get aggravated. Yeah, okay, if this is not going to end the administration directly right now at this moment, what I want to know, this is let me spell it out because then I want to know that this sort of crime is not going to be acceptable in the future. Does it make sense? Because what is the point? And then you see all these people that like all these abusers, like you see running for office constantly. And it's just gross. Like it's, and so and I'm not talking about like again, they had like lovers or whatever. I'm talking about underage. I'm talking about horrible things. I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about. How do we, how is it going to be seen? It's saying, no, it's going to come out. Everything is going to come out in the cover up. And it's saying because it's going to become part of history, it is going to be remembered. It's saying, remember Nixon, the way Nixon became part of history. And they want to keep these people in power because they want to change the writing of history. They think that the winners are the ones who write the history, but this is not going to, they're not going to be able to bury this because people are going down for, okay, criminal activity. And then it shows me again. It's saying, Rosie, by itself, no, this is not going to take down the presidency of Trump. It's saying that they will not crack for that reason, because again, that is the core of their criminal enterprise, this abuse. But what they're saying here is Trump is collapsing. And then it shows me again the stock, like there's something about the stock market and everything, the bubble, Putin very ill, everything being pulled down. And it kind of collapsing at the same time. I don't mean like exactly the same time, but it's almost like the structure is collapsing. And then something else comes into place. Like I said, I don't think that we're gonna when he goes, I don't think there's gonna be the same administration in place. The details, we don't know exactly how that's gonna come about. It's saying it's this top heavy situation, and they lied about so much. The entire administration is about lying. They stole the election, let's be honest. And that's that, right? And what about so going back to this idea that this in itself is not going to be the thing that crumbles, but it comes near the end. Does it make sense? Because I think it's part of this is the war situation, but it tells me it's very much about the stock market and the economy. Because when that starts crumbling, I mean, it's already hurting a lot of people, but it's something about their scams are collapsing, starting to collapse. And by the way, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I know I'm kind of anxious about it, but give it to God, right? There's a lot of people, a lot of institutions even saying things about it. We'll see. It's not going to last. It can't last. It's just there's not enough money in the market itself to sustain this thing. So it's saying it it's going to calm down. Yes, it's saying election revelations and other things, but it's just saying that this is the value, this is the values that this is what they are about, right? So no, it's saying we are projecting that they would somehow find in themselves some kind of courage to just say, oh, we've done wrong. No, they will never do that because again, that is at the core of how they have obtained, a lot of them have obtained power. So they have to say it's a lie. They have to, right, to do all these things. So, okay. So I have a question. It's discussing this war's going on, and it's all because he wants to change the subject. Really, what is like? How is that going to end this war and him and all that? Because now that this stuff is coming out, it's saying they're rushing because they know the end is near. Like they're trying to get as much out as they can. It shows me Jared very much. The thing is, they have to pull out. That's right. Interesting. I just feel like there is so much covering up, including about health of Putin, the stock market, and Trump, and all that. So it's saying everything. The energy is like this magnetic energy downwards, and they can't stop it. Everything is going down. So that's what I'm being told. And it's saying it's the moment of truth, right? Everything is coming out, and everything is here, and it's saying it's losing momentum, it's losing force, and everything is being forced down. So the good news is the saying the end is near, and they will never. It's saying they will never admit to it, even if you show them a picture of them there. They will still say, "I wasn't there." Someone's like, "Hey, listen, this is you." No, I wasn't there. That's not me. It's AI. It's whatever. They will make up anything. They will never verbally admit to it. So, wow. Yeah, it's saying the victims will receive more compensation from these men, their estates or whatever. Wow. So, yeah, so it's saying it is going to happen, but first these governments will collapse. So, um interesting. Okay, so let's see here what cards say, okay? So, now let's ask the question. The question is what is the repercussions of this article that was posted in the New York Times about Trump's reaction to the article and the aftermath. Okay, let's start with that. All right, so let's start here. All right. Oh, somebody leaving. Interesting. Somebody turning. Wow. Emperor upside down. Family. Interest. Oh, that's really interesting. Now, this is interesting family. Now, it doesn't have to, I honestly think it could be the country. People are happy that he's leaving. Now, he needs to go. The power is waning. Let's ask, you know what? And no, I don't think it's Putin. I think it's him. Let's see. What is this emperor? Wow, the next card is the White House. Imbalanced. He's insane. That's what I was saying. Like, oh, it doesn't have to be me, but anybody could say that. Wow, that's right. The people, that's right. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. That's right. More about the family. That's right. They don't have losing control. That's right. Justice is going after them. So, oh, it's the entire family. But okay, now that's right. This is a family. Could it be the criminal enterprise? Yes. The family structure, losing power. It's over. It's saying it's a sign that this is over. The nail in the coffin. It's telling me, Rosie, you said you don't see them personally saying, I'm going to leave because of this, or accepting any pressure from the EPS files themselves. But this is a sign to them that there's no way forward, basically. And this thing is extremely unpopular. And everybody's pouncing on it. Okay. So let's see here. Interesting. Now the joy upside down. Now here is in Portuguese the joy for the heart. I've always seen these cards as meaning actually the Trump family. Oh, it's telling me Ivanka and Jared, right? So love now. This also means sex. Okay. It doesn't just mean actual love. But I have seen this from experience of actually looking at this issue for years. The friend upside down. A friend upside down. Okay. Well, that could be the allies. Or all of them, right? The group, they're losing allies. No, this is the courts, lots of money. The man, good man, doesn't. Yes. Amen. That's right. Guys, I've always said it. There is something I've always picked up about payments from Trump related to Epstein that seems like it hasn't come out yet, right? Or hasn't been made public yet. But it's saying that this is the financial stuff. Surprising. This is also unexpected money, but it also means payments in general. Lots of money in the courts in some kind of case, this would suggest. So it exists as evidence, and it's saying it can come out. So, okay, the White House deal, ring or is a deal? Very important key. Tell me more about the key. It's going to come out. A key could be key witness. Everything is coming out. It's saying everything is going to come out. And so it's saying they're preparing for the exit for Trump. Okay. Interesting. Wow. They know the end is near. But how? Okay. Very interesting. So what happens next? So, right? Does it make sense, guys? It feels to me like they are preparing for this. Like he's being pushed. Like he has to go. The power is over. Consequences, they're losing control. Consequences for the entire family. There's payments that have come out. Lots of money related to this stuff, related to the White House. All right. So I know I asked this question before, but I need to ask it again because it's key. So how how close are we to the ending? Is this the ending of the administration? Even though it said to me that, right, the vision said that the big ending is probably something related to the economic stuff more than this, that this alone is not enough. But let's see. Okay, hermit, insanity, isolation, weakness. So is this going to not for sometimes not a focus? Oh, interesting. Love. Love in the highest sense. Okay, the crazy guy. Okay, that weird. Okay. Wow, that's right, Coffin. Oh wow, fantastic. Misfortune for him. How close are we to the end, right? Is this is this going to be the thing? That's right, ending of the now this is the people that work for him. Interesting. Somebody, what's another let's say it's another one here. The priest is law, okay? Foreign. Something that's right. Maybe the idea that something foreign comes into play. I think there's somebody in there who does not work for works for Trump, quote unquote, but in reality is not working for him, really. Okay, so this is the young girl's visions, hope, illusions. That's right. It's also a part of illusions. Deal, happiness. So the deal. Okay. The lady again with disagreements, fighting, aggression, violence, also treachery, and violence against women. So interesting. In misfortune ending, he's crazy. Yeah. Illusions. I think also the illusion doesn't make sense, like the illusions of everything. It's interesting when you think about the card of the whip. The card of the whip is okay. I'm sorry, you can't see all of it. The card of the whip is aggression. So what's interesting is that a war is also aggression, but it doesn't make sense. It's like violence in some way. So the violence could be against the women, but it could also be using the war, right, um to hide, because this above it is a card of illusions. So It's all very interesting, okay, but it's all losing strength and the misfortune and the ending together. So it's like the end of the is it Caligula or whatever this is? Oh my God, how sick. Okay, so what is going on inside the White House right now? Oh, did I kind of asked about it? I already asked about it, but let's ask another question, which is what is happening to what is happening to the secession plans about Trump? If they know and the cards indicated everything, it seems pretty clear. They seem to know that we're close to an ending. How, like, what's happening? What's their secession plan? What happens next if they know that Trump is on his way out? Why the world? The Empress means women, but it also means resources. Let's say one more here. Soon, the Empress. Wow, it has interesting. I have to be. It's a part of prison, but also being unable to move. But contrasted with this, it's like soon things are going to change. Oh, the world. And that's why there's people who know information. And it's almost like this thing will be reversed because it's coming soon. And again, this idea, right, that the world is of an ally may come into the picture. Talking, opportunity, guilt. Right? Okay, what is being done? Oh, the secession plan. It's weird because it's okay, woman older than 40. Women, another woman, so ending. Oh, creates an ending, quietly burdened. Oh, ending. Talking, the woman is talking. So, opportunity for the woman. It's so interesting. There's an ending. Okay, wow, big change. It suggests here, man and a woman. Deal. I wonder if is it. Let's see here. Tree means health. Also, let's see. Offer, invitation, or also organization. Okay, the child, new beginning. Hmm. Oh look, another woman. Is it Kamala? Interesting, right? Honestly, this card here to me suggests it could be his family, but that's the only instance. It does not feel to me like, uh, how do I say this? It does not feel to me that there's a succession, like it's not going the way they expected, and it doesn't feel like will be Vance. Okay, really, honestly, but I wonder here, could maybe this a big change for Vance and a deal, but there's an ending here. Here, burdened ending, deal. A woman comes. African American woman, right? I think. So let's see. Let's see what's happening with Vance. Okay, let's see what is happening with Vance. What's happening with Vance? Oh no, Tower, really? Oh, disappointment? Everything's collapsing? This is interesting, guys. An offer, when it's upside down, is actually better. It's like an offer that you accept. You receive some kind of offer. The upright, it means apathy. So wow, he's not happy. He got offered, he accepts. The doctor. Doctor means like a advisor, professional advisor. Desperation. Or also, it can mean that you are under pressure, that if somebody has a gun over your head for a long time, stability, advice under the gun, right, to create stability for a long time. Child again, the beginning. Letter. Man, now I wonder if this has to do with the EPS thing. Honestly. News. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, mice hacking losses. Wow. Okay. Okay. You're a long time or far away. Now, this could be SEX activity, but also somebody needs to pause something. Something needs to be stopped. Not a total stop, like the coffin, but for example, a person can say, I need to pause the campaign. I need to pause that. That would be a lot of money, happiness. So he could be paid to give up. Doesn't make sense. So he's disappointed, feels under pressure because of the information that he's almost like he has to write a letter that he's going to give it up, right? And he's under pressure by advisors. The things are falling apart. Advisors, again, I really wonder if the hacking information is coming out because the mice here from far away suggest that in news about, tell me about this big luck card here. Look here, let that again. Interesting. Again, child. So, I think in the end, there is something to do. Okay, this is a card of departure. It's not just foreign, but somebody's departing, traveling, leaving, right? So something about the EPS thing, it's like a nail in the coffin. I don't think he has a way forward because he's too involved, even that article. So wow, guys, very interesting. Very interesting. So we'll see. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you for watching. And I'll make another video very soon, maybe even today. Okay? All right. Bye.